Mauneen. Welcome to Timeless Talks. So, for anyone who doesn't know, our story started like 9 years ago, 8 years ago.
Oh my goodness. I think it's been 8 or 9.
Yes. So, for to catch everyone up, Maureen and I ended up having fitness studios, not the same practice, but fitness studios right next to each other in Bryanston, Joburg. And that's how our paths crossed. And Maureen is like this ball of energy that you want in your life. And I immediately fell in love with her when I met her. So, and she's just this incredible person. So I'm very happy to have her on the podcast to chat to us a bit today. So
Happy
our
to be here.
journey started in South Africa, but you are now in sunny Miami. Tell me about that.
Yes, I am. The irony was that you had a mat Pilates studio,
Yes,
right? And now I'm in Reformer Pilates.
I know.
So that's quite like full circle moment. Yes, we immigrated to Miami, I would say about more than 4 years ago.
Okay.
And the kids have been with us for the past 2 years, and Mila just got her green card. So we officially all have our green cards.
Exciting. So tell me, how does a typical day in Miami look like?
Oh my goodness, typical day. Well, I would say it's not so typical for the rest of South Africa or, Africa in general. We
Yes.
wake up pretty early here, so we're early risers, which is great because Miami is a very busy city. So you want to catch that moment of silence so that you can just
Okay.
ramp up your day before it gets too crazy. So typical day is Bert gets up before me. He's an even earlier riser, and then I follow suit. We take the walks for a walk because obviously we live in an apartment, and
Yes.
apartment living with dogs is pretty normal here. And then we've got a
Oh,
little,
really?
very, very normal. It's quite interesting. We thought it was weird because in South Africa it's not typical for you to have a dog in an
No.
apartment, but here it's the norm. And I'm talking about Great Danes in apartment living.
No.
So typical days we take them out
Okay.
for a little tinkle in the morning around 6:30 a.m. And then really my day starts. Bert's day has started like an hour ago. He's already working. Um, and then honestly, it is getting the kids ready for school. Mila's pretty
Okay.
independent. Eden is 12, so he's a tween, uh, becoming a teenager in a few days. So he still needs a little bit of encouragement, but the kids are super independent. They take scooters to school because we live very close proximity. And the
Oh,
way the
cool.
city is set up is you've got, it's called an underline, which is basically a straight line, which is safe for bicycles, for scooting, and that goes directly to the school. So it takes
Oh,
them about 5 minutes on the scooter. And
okay.
then I get ready for the studio. I go there, I spend a day there, and it can be anything from giving a class to training new instructors, to training new leads, to doing auditions. Honestly, it's a pretty
Non-stop
all-rounded,
hectic day.
pretty much, but I love it because I like to be challenged and I don't like doing the same thing over and over again.
I
And
remember that.
I'm a little ADHD, very creative mind, but also a little bit logical and analytical. So I think the mix of working in the studio instead of in the franchising part of things is really what I love to do. Bert now, on the
Yes.
other hand, he's more in the franchising. And honestly,
Yeah.
like
So,
like I said, a typical day is like it can be different every day. Some days on a Friday, if it's a quiet day, we'll literally jump on the boat and go for sundowners last
I've seen
minute.
that. It looks incredible.
It is incredible. We're very lucky. We're based in probably one of the best marinas in Florida called the Rickenbacker, and it's almost like a slot machine, right? So we've got dry storage. You've got a machine that
Oh,
goes and it
wow.
takes out your boat and it puts it in the water. You jump on, you go out, you come back, you wash your boat, they put it back in. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, no. Well, that sounds very different from the Joburg hustle we came from.
Oh my goodness. I will never ever do that again.
Tell me, what was your biggest culture shock of Miami from moving there?
Oof. Biggest culture shock, especially in Miami. It took me about 2 years to make decent friends.
That
Um,
I hear that's the norm. Like we moved to Mauritius 3 years ago this month, and we are still struggling.
oh, yeah, that's tough. And I think also dinner starting at 9 p.m. I'm like, girl, I'm in bed.
We
Or
are
going
such
out at
South African
11.
minds.
Yes, I'm a granny. Every single person that knows me, then don't even bother. Don't ask her. She's not gonna
That's
come.
well, listen, yeah, Cedric. Luckily, I come with Cedric. I'm used to that. The Mauritian life is like dinner's 8:30. You start dinner, and then you only eat at like 10, 11.
Listen, a braai because it's at your house and you don't have to worry, right? You don't have to drive.
Yes,
Sure, that's fine. Like I can stay awake, but getting ready. I mean, your friends can come over and you can still have your pantoffels on, you know? That's the
yes.
culture we're used to. I think that was a really big shock. And then the heat.
Really?
Honestly, doesn't get
Humid
cold.
or really?
It's very humid. And then around December, around Christmas time, you've got maybe 2 weeks of cold, and then it's warm again.
Okay, that doesn't count really. 2 weeks of cold out of 52 weeks a year does not count as cold.
Nope.
But when you say
And
cold, like
then
what cold?
I mean a little you need a jersey.
Oh, wow. It's like Mauritius. It's like, oh, I put a cardigan on. It was freezing last night.
Exactly. And then another culture shock, I would say, um, was the tropical weather, right? So tropical
Okay.
rain, 1 minute, bright, shiny, summer. Next minute, you're drenched. So once we were lying on the beach, and Bert's like, "You're gonna jump in the ocean anyway. Just wait out the storm. It's gonna take 15 minutes." So we were sitting on the beach, and it was raining. I'm telling you, when it rains tropical storms, you're drenched.
Like cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs, but we waited 15 minutes, and the sun came out, and it dried everything back up again. So that was pretty interesting.
That's so funny. But why Miami? Because I don't think you've ever. I remember when we were still working next to each other, there was like you guys, both of you, because then you were just still boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yep.
And Cedric and I were still just boyfriend and girlfriend. But you both had an itch to like, you were like, okay, we are over this Joburg life. We are ready to move on. And I think the next step was Cape Town. You were looking at Cape Town.
So funny story. This kind of goes back to how Bert and I got together. We both lived in Cape Town. He moved
Okay.
to Johannesburg to really focus on expanding the franchise there at Body 20, obviously. And then I moved to Joburg because of personal reasons, right? And then we bumped into each other. We kind of knew each other because we were in the same circles, but we didn't really know each
Yeah.
other. And then we always knew that it was like a very short time period because when you expand, you want to live, right?
Mm, yeah.
So when we found that the expansion was good, and we set up the team, and there was like an office, we call it the Palace, where everybody works from, then we could move back to Cape Town again. But during that time, Bert was coming to Florida back and forth, just kind of scoping out the land and seeing.
Okay.
He's always been very futuristic, always thinking larger than life. And he knew
Mm,
that South Africa is too small for what his
yes.
ambitions were. And then we found an opportunity to come to Miami permanently, and we grabbed it.
Wow. Okay.
And
So he was already like semi putting it into the universe that Miami was going to be your next destination.
precisely.
Okay. So tell me, when you and so you refer to him as Bert, but I know him as Bertus, like the Afrikaans version, because in case you haven't noticed, people, both Monine and I are Afrikaans. So if you hear some very interesting language popping through, that's what we're talking to each other. So Bertus, when you guys um, got together, you became the bonus mom to his two kids.
Right. Instant
So
bonus
tell me,
mom.
instant bonus mom, lucky kids they are. Motherhood
I'm also
in
like you.
Miami, easier, harder, new country.
I wouldn't say it's easier or harder. I would say it's very different. You have to adapt
Yes,
to a first world country, first world culture, a little bit soft of it's like soft parenting, which is the opposite of what we do. And also, it
yes,
happened during a time of a big life transition for the kids, right? So Mila became a teenager. Eden, he also transitioned here. And it was during the biggest change of a young person's life when it happened as
mm,
well. So it was not just navigating a different culture and a different environment, but also navigating that big change, right?
yes.
And that's something that I've learned. I've learned to change the way I treat the kids with the different phases of their lives. And that was
That's
definitely, yeah, it was a big
not
lesson
easy to
lesson
do,
to
eh?
learn.
But it's not easy to
It
do.
it's not easy to do. And I think for a girl, a young girl in Miami, I became way more conservative, even with the way
Okay.
I dress when I go out. I'm like, I don't know if I want to, show leg and and shoulder. So I've become a little bit more conservative because I want to be a better example for Myla.
Yes.
Um, and I'm very hyper aware of, where she goes. I've got a tracker on both Eden and Myla. I know exactly where they are at all times. Um, we want to have them independent, like when we grew up.
Yes.
Go out, don't come back when the sun comes up, right? So you want to
Yes.
still have that freedom, but without too much rope.
Yeah.
So I think
Boundaries.
exactly, we found that balance by instilling, hyper awareness for both Mila and Eden, having very strict rules in place, like no, you can't go to a party, don't even ask,
Okay.
because kids in America are a lot more progressive, right? They can go to a party, they
Yes.
can sleep over. I mean, some parents don't even, contact the parents to find out, is this legit? Are you
Is there
going to be
gonna be
there?
another adult?
Exactly. We're the parents that are lame and too strict, which is absolutely what I strive for.
You know what? They're gonna love you when they're older and they have their own kids for that one day.
Exactly. And
And
her friends and Eden's friends know that when they come here, we have certain expectations. I treat them the same. I'm strict on them. And some of them, Mila says, are a little afraid of me, which is weird because I'm short and tiny and
I know
just like,
if people see you that no, but I can understand that. Listen here, dynamite comes in small packages and you're a real dynamite. So I can
I'll take it.
understand like you might be small, but you can do a lot of harm.
True. I'm not going to
It's
deny
true.
that. Yeah.
But that's a good thing. Your kids need that. I'm sorry, I'm the same. I'm super strict with my kids. I still do instill that bit of the South African way of parenting. But I said to someone the other day, I said, if my kids do not end up in therapy one day, I'll feel like a failure.
Oh, yeah. I have the saying, I'm
Because
gonna try and F them up as little as possible because let's just be honest, all parents mess up their children in some way.
they do. And I wish, not that my parents did a bad job, but I wish that they actually sent me. to therapy. I mean, I come from a divorced home, so but there was no therapy. And I'm sorry, when you come from a divorced home, the kids need therapy.
I agree with you. I think that there's this fine line for me, right? Where therapy, talking about something can make it worse,
Yes.
or it could be a pathway for you to release. So it depends on what type of therapy. I would extensively research therapy before I even think of going
Yes.
through it. Um, but the kids have gone through, everything that they needed to with support in terms of that because they're from a divorced family, right?
Mm.
But one thing I can say is, in the past 10 years, because that's how long I've been with them, we've all gone through ups and downs. We've all had lessons and learned from it. And I can say we're all in a really good place right now. We're
Yeah, I
all
see.
supporting each other. We all want the best for each other. We're co-parenting.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, if you want the best for the kids, then we all have a common goal in mind. So it doesn't make sense to, compete or be against each other. It doesn't
No, no, no,
make any sense.
100%.
Mm,
No, I think it's a very, like you said, it is a very fine line, but like to certain degrees, I think you are in a very lucky family setting where you get along
agreed.
great with the mom. You guys co-parent very well. And one thing I know about you personally, you're a talker. You will talk crap out. If there's
Yeah,
if there's tension, it will be talked out, people. Like we'll sit and we will not leave the house until we sort all our crap out.
true. I'm an over communicator. Sometimes the kids are like, Moneen, we get it. But I love that. I love that they're irritated. It's my job.
Yeah, well, that shows you're doing it right. And anyway, communication is what you do in therapy at the end of the day as well. So you like that. You're like their personal therapist at home in a way.
I do get that a lot. Moneen, stop preaching. Like that I if you say stop preaching, it means I'm doing my job. I'm happy.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. How did the move change the way you show up as a mom?
Well, here's the thing. Obviously, we don't have family here, right?
Which is tough.
It's tough. Usually, family can help fill some buckets because it's difficult to fill all those buckets for your kids, right? I think it
Yes.
just really expanded the way I see the impact in their lives. It got us really close,
Okay,
genuinely,
that's great.
because when we all didn't have friends at some stage, right? We had to be there for each other. So it really solidified our bond. It made me realize that I need to show up more. I need to
Mm,
change our relationship from, like I said, the seasons of the children's lives. They're becoming young adults now. So I had to change the way I trust them, the way I speak to them, the way I show up for them, right? So it's so funny. It reminds me of this one conversation I had with Mila. And I was very much, I wouldn't say helicopter, but I was always trying to protect her. Like, don't do this because of that. Learn from my mistakes. And then one day she said to me, she looked at me straight in the eye and she's like, Moneen, sometimes you gotta let me make my own mistakes too, And I'm like, whoa, okay.
ooh.
It was very mature and it kind of caught me off guard. She was right. I have to. I have to allow her
Yes.
to make her own mistakes so that she can learn and not try and control every aspect of her, coloring her hair blonde. That was another story.
Well, I guess if she's not physically getting harmed, it's okay. So,
True. I agree with that, but then it comes the maintenance of the root touch-ups. And,
yes.
in America, it does cost $600 to get your hair blonde. So,
My
like, I wasn't part of this
gosh.
decision, but I'm part of the maintenance. So, uh, funny story, and she's probably going to kill me that I'm telling this on a podcast. But
That's
we
bonus
asked,
mom work.
I know this is where we both learned our lesson. So we asked ChatGPT, hey, how can we maintain a blonde hair look? And what products can we use without messing up or damaging the hair? Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Two
Leah,
lessons,
what
two
came out of
lessons
that?
learned. So two lessons learned. Do not trust
Ah,
ChatGPT as the Bible. It's not always right.
yeah.
And the second lesson is do not go blonde at home. Don't DIY that shit. It's not okay. So
No.
her hair, firstly, we were laughing so much because we had to do it in
Oh
three
my
separate ways,
God.
right? You have to do the middle as one section, and then this side and this side. And then I was taking so long on this side that this side developed more than that side, and her hair was yellow, orange. We laughed so much.
Oh
It
my
was,
God.
I couldn't breathe. We couldn't get
Well, at
the
least you
stuff out.
laughed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We laughed a lot. I messed her up so bad. So
Ah,
we put in so much toner to get the orange out that her hair turned platinum. It was so
well, that's a
blonde.
trend at the moment.
I
That's
know,
a
but
trend,
it
so
wasn't good. It was not good.
not a
Um,
nice platinum.
it wasn't, and also it was all very different. Like she's like she says, her money makers
Highlights,
were,
platinum highlights.
and then she went to school the one day and she's like, Monique, just trust the process. This is fly. I love it. And then she comes home the next day from school. She goes, no, I was wrong. So I sent her to the salon to fix it, which was a very hefty price to pay. We went to her original color. And from that day, we both committed that we're not messing with hair anymore. So that was, again, that was one of the
Lesson learned.
things. Yes, a lesson learned. I mean, I colored my hair when I was a kid.
Expensive, but
Right. I mean, my mom would have left me like that. She's like, well, you made your bed, but I can't,
yeah, mine
like,
too.
I couldn't do her dirty like that. It was really bad. So anyway, that was one of the not so permanent lessons that we've learned together. Um, and yeah, small little things. So my rebuttal to her, let me learn my lesson, is that okay, you can learn the small lessons, but I'm not going to
Yes.
let you make permanent decisions or lessons that
Mm.
have permanent results. So we've got this negotiation going on.
Okay, well, that's good. So
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier that obviously you guys now moving to Miami. You alone. It's the four of you now. There's no, you don't have that village that came with you. Where I'm now very blessed and in the opposite situation where we moved to Mauritius, we moved to this huge support system and huge village with Cedric's family being all around us, and he's got a big family.
Um,
So like, how do you find a new village in a new city?
you have to, firstly, I wholeheartedly believe in prayer. Um, I prayed constantly about having people, the right people come into our lives. And I can tell you now, 4 years later, we have a mini village. So the people that
Good.
we, yes, the people that we work with, Darcy, the studio owner in downtown, she's incredible. I just have to tell you that she's an aspiration for me. She's an
Oh,
anesthesiologist. She runs a medical practice and she's got a studio and she's got two kids the same age as Mila and Eden,
oh,
and
that's
she
great.
does it all. So we've really connected, and I would say that they're extended family because they come over to us. We go over there. We have Thanksgiving together. We're actually
Mm,
planning Isla and Eden's birthday together because they both have a birthday in October, and we're going to head to Orlando. We're going to rent out a Airbnb.
cool.
So that really, really makes a difference. And I feel incredibly blessed that the people that we do have around us right now are really good people. So it took a
So
minute.
hold on to them.
We're holding on to those people. I feel like I've got really good friends that I can call five of them right now and they'll come bail me out of jail. So
Okay.
Yeah, it's really.
You only need a handful. Like I'm a firm believer in quality over quantity, especially when it comes to people in my life.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. I um used to be a people pleaser and I would love to, feed people energy. And then I realized
Mm.
it takes a lot for me to recharge, especially if I've got so much on my plate. So now I'm very selective with my energy.
Yeah, you have to be. Your energy is worth a lot. So you need to really share and spread that energy very wisely because
Agreed.
not everyone values your energy like you want them.
Yeah.
So you and Baptist got married in Miami.
Yes, we did.
How has the move affected your marriage?
Oh, let me start off by telling you how we got married in Miami. Um, every,
Please.
honestly, everybody wants to have this big, massive wedding, and Bert and I, we were just really practical about it. We wanted to get married because we were engaged for 3 years, but also we were immigrating, so we needed to take that next
Yeah.
step. And instead of flying back to South Africa, creating everything, making this massive ceremony, we decided that we're going to get married on the beach with two of our best
Oh,
friends as witnesses. And honestly, if I could give anyone advice, if a wedding is not that important to you, it's a lot of stress if it's a big day. But if it's something very intimate and simple to put together, at the end of the day, it's that memory and that
mm,
connectedness that you really remember. Everything else is a blur. So, funny
yes.
story is we got married on the beach. We got someone to, register the marriage and did the ceremony. Two of our best friends from Mexico, they were our witnesses. We had it like 7 a.m. in the morning because we wanted to catch the sun coming up. But and this is not like us, we both overslept.
Ah,
But because it was so small, so intimate, it was not even stressful. We're like, whatever. Got there, did the ceremony, and then just had like a breakfast at a cute little place in South Beach. And I wouldn't
oh,
change it for the
nice.
world. Yeah, it was really special.
Oh,
So how
and
did
but
it?
you guys have also, yeah. But did it really affect your marriage that much? I don't think so.
I think it it really made us even more build even more of a friendship, right? So we were best friends before.
Which, yeah, hard to say now, which sounds a bit impossible because for people who know you and Baptist, you're like BFFs to the max.
Yeah. Yes, we get each other. Um,
Yes,
but I,
100%.
yes, the jokes, I always say if people were a fly in the wall and they heard our conversations, they'd be like, these two are cooked. They're crazy. But we both speak the same crazy, so it's working. But what I can say about our relationship and how it changed was being in a foreign country, not having friends,
Yes.
going through the same mental challenges. We had to talk to each other. We had to be there for each other. But
Mm,
also, the fun thing about being the same culture, South Africa, we speak Afrikaans, right?
yes.
So having the same culture in a different country and a language that not
You can
many
have
people
fun with
speak,
that.
we have so much fun. I don't think you understand. Bert always tries to put me in a very uncomfortable situation by saying crazy things in South Africa when we're in an Uber or when we're in an
Oh
elevator.
gosh.
He'll speak Afrikaans and he'll say the most crass things, and I can't keep a straight face. I'm just like, what if this person one day is South African?
Understands. It's gonna happen. He's gonna say that one day, and the person's gonna turn around and be like, "Excuse me, wat het jy nou net gesê?"
Yes, exactly. It's happened to Mila and I before, so it happens. Um, so I think having that secret language, having the same culture,
Yes.
sometimes on a Friday night, we put on Afrikaans music and we'll all sokkie in the lounge, things like that. It just, especially with the kids as well, they love that culture. So it really just almost makes us appreciate it more.
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't know. Have you noticed with the move? Okay, now, although we obviously moved to family, but one thing I've noticed is the older the kids are getting, and mine is still small, they're 4 and 6. So, but
babies.
like I can see the four of us just being alone on an island forever because to me, Cedric and the kids are my best friends at this
There you
point in
go.
my life.
That's how it should be. I always say I'm so thankful for the family that I have because they're all
Yeah,
cool, they're all funny, they're all witty. I can never imagine having like a boring or like anyone boring in the family. Everyone's cool.
yeah, no, that's true. And so you guys have share quite a lot of the same goals and dreams. But how do you balance that? Like,
Mm.
because you're in the same, you work together, and like me and Cedric, we cannot work together. We are a disaster in the kitchen together. So, how do you guys balance that?
That is a really good question, Joe. So I'll tell you this. Bert and I worked together in South Africa for 4 years. We worked in head office as, the franchisor team.
Yes,
We learned that not only are we very strong personalities, but
I can see where
if
this is going.
if we work in the same department, we bring our work home, and that's all we talk about.
No, that's terrible.
So we've learned our lesson from South Africa, and that's why he works in the franchising team and I work in the studio. So I found my love for the engagement in studio. That's where my passion lies.
Mm,
And his passion is in the franchising. So we work in the same company, or I would I say the same brand, but not for the same teams.
okay.
So we
So
bring
it's not
that
really like,
not at all. It is connected enough that we can bounce things off each other or we can
yes,
ask each other for advice, but not so intertwined that we clash.
yes, which
Yeah.
is perfect.
Oh, it's perfect. Blessed.
Oh, thank goodness. And since you've moved, have you developed a few new rituals or hobbies and
Well,
habits?
ritual is if the weather is good, we're out on the boat.
Boat.
I'm putting on jazz music, or depending on what the scene is, Um, I'm reading a book. I'm now doing novels, nonfiction or fiction novels, which is something I've never read before. And we'll just chill. It's called the sand bay. So what you do is you take your boat out, you come into the middle of the ocean, and it's very shallow. So it's low tide. And then you can just jump out and walk and chill,
Oh,
like in the
cool.
water. That's really cool. So that would be a new ritual that we do almost every single weekend if the weather allows for it. Um, Another ritual, I'm trying to think, what's new, what we didn't do before. I do miss braai. Braai is een ding wat ek miss. Like an
Yes,
open
I know.
fire.
In Mauritius, they talk about whoever gonna have a barbecue, and I'm like,
It's not the same, and we're not allowed open
ugh,
fires on the
no.
balcony. We're not allowed it. So that's
Oh,
of a
well, I can't
kachel.
complain.
Yeah.
Says the one who's got a gas braai outside. So yes, I also miss a proper braai.
Yeah. So that's definitely one thing I miss. I do miss the so Florida is flat. There's no mountains, there's no valleys, there's no hills. Everything is
Buildings.
flat. Yeah, the only thing that's high is a skyscraper. So I do miss the culture of going out on a mountain bike and cycling and going into the
Mm,
forest and going to the mountains. So that diversity I do miss. So what we have instead is Eden has joined a run club. He's like very into that
okay.
now. He does like every Tuesday, Wednesday. It's either called the Nike Run Club or the Brickle Run Club. And he goes with one of his friends. I mean, they're 12 years old and they go run with a bunch of like athletes. So
Sounds fun
it's a lot of fun. That's a new
and a very
ritual.
healthy environment.
Very safe as well. Incredibly safe.
Yes.
And then they just started volleyball every Saturday. Bert's going to join that as well. Another new thing that Bert started is paddle. Paddle is huge in Miami. So
Paddle as
he
in paddle on the water or paddle pickleball paddle?
pickleball paddle. So he wants to
Okay.
start a tournament every Wednesday. So that's going to be fun. Mila's got cheerleading. I don't know if this is,
Oh,
yeah, us creating new rituals, but it's definitely creating a
it
new
is.
culture, essentially.
Yes.
Mila's even doing
You're
flag
adapting to your environment.
football. Precisely. You see, I'm not as sporty as my family, as my said family. So I'll be the one that captures the content and, supports on the sidelines. I'll try maybe one round, then realize why I don't do it. Not skilled.
Hey, you're very skilled as a Pilates instructor, we've realized. So,
Exactly. I know what my skills are and I know what my weaknesses are, and I accept myself for who I am. I'll try new things, but I'm not going to if it's not fun, or if I'm making it not fun for the rest, I'll opt out.
yes.
Yeah,
See, you're big enough a person to be like, okay, listen, you guys, I'm ruining everyone's fun, and this is not for me, so I'm out.
precisely. And I would say another new thing that we've added to our ever-growing, culture change is we started learning how to play Polish poker, which is probably the most fun card game you'll ever
Okay,
play. And we
really? I need
we
to
do
go
it with our
Google that.
friends. Honestly, we have our friends over. We all sit like on the couch and the carpet, and it is intense competitive fun. It's really cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Polish poker. I don't even know normal poker, so
I would honestly advise everyone to bring that into a social environment.
okay, making a mental note, Polish poker. I'm gonna Google that now. Polish poker. That sounds very fun.
Yeah. And as I'm thinking
No,
about new things, I've got word vomit now. So the way every condominium is structured is you've got a gym, you've got a spa, you've got a pool, and you've got a place to work, right? So it's like a live, work, play.
jeez,
I know, like a hotel living. So Mila and I also now started training together. So in the evenings
that's nice.
we'll do strength training. Um, And if we're not training in the evening, I'm either doing Pilates classes or I'll do some cardio in the day. That's definitely sauna is incredible. Steam room. So, that hot, cold therapy we've
Oh no,
implemented.
I tried. I tried steam room. I almost died. Felt like I was suffocating.
Now, I can do steam room, but I can't do cold plunge. I don't, it's just, I'll do a cold shower every now and then I realize why I don't like it. It's just not fun for me. I'll do other things.
But I've been reading a lot of research on how cold plunges are actually not good for women because
I've
of how our
also
hormones are.
I've also read that. I think there's a bit of a controversial, divide.
Yes.
But and suits me just fine. If you say it's not good, I'm gonna listen to you.
ChatGPT says it's not for me. It's not for me, people.
Not for me. But listen, again, I've learned ChatGPT doesn't always speak the truth.
Yeah, true. Okay, Google. If Google says it's not for you, then Google Google has its own AI now as well, I've seen.
Yeah.
So tell me the move. Now going more to personally to you. What has the move teached you about yourself?
I can tell you that I'm in a really good place in my life. You always say that your 20s, you're finding who you are and you're
Mm,
constantly, doubting yourself and you've got imposter syndrome. And
yes.
moving to Miami, I felt like it was like a crash course of learning who I am. It was almost like a second opportunity to present myself to new people, right? So
Mm.
in that, I was like, who am I? What do I want? What do I stand for? What do I represent? How do I show up? And I think that was incredibly, how can I say, it was a perfect timing for me because of all the things that I went through leading up to or during, the transition period. Because just a little bit on a personal note, we moved from South Africa and started grassroots, right? So we lived in a bachelor apartment. And when I
Phew.
tell you, yes, I didn't work at the time, and Bert was working 24/7, and his office was in the bachelor apartment. So the only
Oh
place where
gosh.
I could hide was on the balcony or in the toilet. So I don't want to hear your meetings anymore. I was- that was the only separation I had.
Oh
And
my
also being, isolated, not having friends, and then a big thing that happened. I always wanted to have children, got pregnant, got really excited. And then when I went for my first scan, it was ectopic. That
God. Oh,
sent
sorry.
me into, listen, the fact that I can talk about it openly means that I've healed,
Yes.
right? I had to really
Yes.
dissect and understand why it happened. It sent me into a spiral. And I would say that that was a really dark time in my life where I questioned, I was really angry with God and I spoke to him harshly. And I'm like, why would you do
Mm.
this? And this is the funniest thing. I found out through speaking to God very harshly, he came back harshly too. He's like, why would you take my ability away to have children? I've always wanted children. And he came back and he said, well,
Mm.
didn't I give you the best children? And I'm like, actually, yes. That's very profound. And then
Yeah.
8 months later, I had that same burning sensation. And I looked at Bert, I said, I think this is the same thing. We were at not a festival, but like a park with friends. And I said to him, listen, we need to go home. I need to take a test. And it happened again. I was pregnant. We went to the emergency room. This one, however, was severe. It was
No
um,
way.
where it was like internally bleeding and my body went into shock. And as I was at the doctor's going through, my blood work and whatever, I think it may have burst because I can't remember. I can't recall. It's a little bit hazy for me right now. But I remember my
Mm.
body went into shock. I started throwing up everywhere. And then they were like, okay, we're booking you. And then I stayed the night. So that was my second ectopic, and both my tubes were removed. So knowing
Okay.
now that the only way for me to fall pregnant is through IVF and understanding what that journey is, um,
Yes.
went through this dark period of my life. And then I found Jetset, which is, the Pilates that I'm
Yes.
doing right now. And that really lifted me out of that dark place. It gave me new purpose. Um, the people were incredible. Honestly, they were incredibly supportive. I remember the first person I ever told was Taylor, and she was there for me. I didn't have many friends, so she sent me flowers, she checked up on me, and she to this day works for Jetset in head office.
Oh,
So I know it I feel like that it was the perfect opportunity, the perfect time, and it just lifted me out of this really dark
yes.
situation. And then I started meeting new people, having new purpose. The effort reward ratio was incredible, especially working in a fitness industry, right? We both know that's why we
Yes.
love it so
100%.
much. And then it just absolutely opened up my world. And me healing from that phase was understanding what happened and how to take out the good from it. And now my life
Mm,
is incredibly blessed. I wouldn't have it any other way. And it's really pulled that character and that strength out of me that now, no matter what, I can really deal with the situation because I'm
yes.
mature. Things don't happen to you, it happens through you. It's just a lot that you really, if you have the mindset of learning through every single situation, you're going to build character no matter what.
Yes, 100%.
So, back to your question, very long winded. What have I learned from moving to Miami is no matter what happens, I can pull that strength from God and He will
Mm,
bless me with abundance through it all. And everything is a season, and this too shall pass.
mm, that's true. Amen to that.
Yeah,
And through all of that, what specific moment do you think made you realize that, okay, I've changed, I've grown now?
I would say pretty recent. Definitely this year. I have a team of 27 goals, right? So
Big
I've
team.
got,
So,
it's a big team. So it's understanding personalities, learning how to be malleable to get the best out of every person
mm,
instead of trying to conform, right? Or make them
yes.
change. I've learned to change to get the best out of everyone, right? And how to get people to collaborate with you and how
Mm,
to have people feel like it's a safe space for them to be themselves without being
yes.
judged, without reprimand. So I think the biggest change for me this year was being more myself. That means I can say the cringe jokes that I would normally think about twice in my head and be like, I can't say that. Now I say it, and it's really opened up the floor for
Mhm.
everyone else to be themselves.
Oh my gosh, it must be a very interesting space together there.
It is. I think it's the culture is we all strive to have really high standards. We're all very ambitious, but that doesn't mean we can't have fun in the process.
No, definitely.
So
Yes.
it's funny. Something that I've pulled from like a TikTok trend, and I'm trying to implement it in everything I do because sometimes, admin or emails can be pretty freaking boring.
Yes.
So,
Sometimes.
well, you know what I mean. Now, every single person that I work with know who I am. So I'll start the email with, I hope this email finds you well. Or I will say, and this is a little inappropriate, but I will say, not let's stay in touch, but let's stay in touch. Very inappropriate. Probably if this was in South Africa, I would have misconduct.
Oh, my soul.
Or I'll
Oh my
say,
God.
live, laugh, toaster bath. It's just I try and get, you know, a sense of humor in everything that I do.
Yes.
So
You have to. Life is
that's
too serious already.
way too serious. And if you know that you're doing your job and you're doing it well and you take full ownership, why in the world can you not bring humor in it? It's when
Yes, no.
if you're too playful and you're not meeting your quotas, that's when I kind of pull in the reins. I'm like, hey, listen, I know we're having fun, but you still got to get to your work, right?
Alle grappies op 'n stokkie.
Exactly. So I found that balance, and I found that my team appreciates that. It's really got us in a fun environment. Everybody feels like they can be themselves, and that's really changed the way I show up in the world.
Yes. It's a recipe for a successful and winning team and happy
Exactly.
team.
A team.
Tell me, what's something that you let go of since the move and made space for?
Something I've let go of. Expectations.
Oh, amen again.
The fact that my family is really far. And
Mm,
in the beginning, I tremendously missed them to the point at where it ached, right?
yes.
Now I've replaced it with a lot of phone calls, a lot of FaceTimes. In fact, I probably connect more with them now than I did before.
That's funny, eh?
It is funny. You don't know what you have until it's gone. Um,
Yes.
what else? Instead of brine, I now have a slow cooker. It's not
Well,
the
that sounds
same.
like a real mom thing as well.
Yeah.
Welcome to mom life.
Yeah, I think that's really it. I don't think I've replaced anything. I just think I've created new things.
Yes, I think you've grown into new environment and uh, a new culture. That's what it is.
Precisely. And we
And tell
still
me,
keep to our roots. There's still a lot of things that I won't
uh,
conform to.
you
Don't get me
can't take
wrong.
the South African out of a South African, eh?
No way.
No way. No way.
No.
You take us as we are at the end of the day. That's one thing I've noticed.
Yeah. And that reminds me of a saying I always say, accept people for who they are, but place them where they belong. Like I'm not here to trying to change
Ah,
you. I'll accept you. If you show me the first time, I'll accept you. But if I can trust you, perfect. You're in this bucket. If I can't trust you in that bucket, still love you.
yes,
You're still in my life, but it's, healthy boundaries, essentially.
yes, yes, true. And how do you think has the Miami lifestyle changed or influenced your sense of identity and confidence?
It's actually rooted me more in my identity because I'm South African. And I love
Mm,
being South African more now than I've loved being South African
a
being
lot
in South Africa.
prouder.
A lot prouder. Uh, a story that comes to mind is when we watch rugby, we invite our American friends over, and the way we get passionate, they've never seen people shout and scream and run up towards the TV so much in their life. They're just like, they're
Shouting
stunned.
at people like they can hear me. Like,
They're stunned, but we don't hold
I
back.
feel you.
Yes.
No.
So I would say it's actually deepened my heritage. And my confidence is just really going through a lot of challenges has just made me confident in my ability to overcome those challenges and to just
Okay.
get up no matter what.
Which is a very good space to be in, don't you think?
It's literally every
Confident. You're confident. Yes, you're confident in
yes,
being vulnerable,
precisely.
basically.
Everybody says they want to stay 21. I'm like, no, I want to stay 36.
I just said that to someone. My birthday was on Monday, and I was like, they're like, oh, 37. Like, oh, I'm petrified of turning 37. Someone that's younger than me. And I'm like, what? I can't wait to be 40. Like, I can't wait for my 40th. I'm already planning my 40th party.
Honestly, we live in the 21st century. There's Botox, there's laser, there's microneedling. We're gonna look just fine with wisdom. I'm happy.
Yes,
I think it's a privilege to
best of
grow
both
old.
worlds. It
Exactly.
is. Like for me, I see age, and although I'm petrified of Botox and stuff, but like I embrace my wrinkles, and I'm like, it's a sign of growth and maturity and living. And my
Absolutely.
gray hair, which the lighting is, I think, blending in pretty well. So, but like I take it with like bring it on.
I love the fact that you embrace that. For me, listen, I love both, right? I love people that are natural and I love people that want to freeze their faces. That's me. The fact that my Botox is worn out and my lady says that I'm not allowed to come before the end of the month is devastating for me. I don't want any movement. I've got the worst resting bitch face. So if I can just, not have people ask me all the time, Maureen, are you okay? I love that. I love that. It just looks, oh, and a lip flip. Discovered it's so cool. It's not even the
A
fact
lip
that your
flip. That
lip flip,
sounds okay. Those
it's
lips. Okay.
no, no, no. You don't understand. A lip flip is just Botox in your lip, and then it just brings it up a little bit. But
I
it's
like a
not,
little.
yes. And it's not even the fact that your lips look fuller. It's the fact that you can't drink from a straw that I love. I love the fact that I can't do that. It's very strange.
And I love this. I love you for that, like for being so open, because I'm a firm believer. Your insides shine from the outside, like shine outward. And you are such a beautiful person inside.
Appreciate
So
that.
it just makes me love you even more.
I'll tell you that I've done a few things to my face back in the day, and majority of those things I regret. Like 2020, just imagine me not working, homeschooling the kids, being incredibly bored. So I did
Oh,
filler and I did threads. I one day went
yes.
to my doc and he's like, "Have you ever considered threads? Oh my gosh, girl, it'll just do." And I was like, "Okay, yes, let's do it." I didn't even know what it was. Firstly, it is incredibly sore. I did not expect it to be
Isn't that
that
the one
sore.
where they the like a threading inside and they like
Yes,
tighten it up?
yes. Uh, and then incredibly sore. The
Ouch.
healing phase was awful because I couldn't move my mouth. It was really tight.
Really?
It was really tight. So those two things I regret the most because not only were the threads unnecessary. I mean, come on, you don't need threads when you're like in your 30s.
No.
But it made my face asymmetrical and my filler started migrating. And it took me 4 years to dissolve, 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 dissolve. And I promised myself I will never do anything except Botox and microneedling and skincare. That's it. So everybody learn from
Well,
my lesson. Listen, if that's what you want to do, completely, I support you no matter what.
yes. Each to their own.
Each to their own. I was devastated. It changed my face. I didn't like it. Um, I probably cried a couple of hours over that. And again, it was a very long process to reverse it. And now, if anybody tells me, "Hey, what about a little bit of filler? We'll build some collagen." I was like, "Nah, I'll do, microneedling for collagen. I'm
Gua
good."
sha. Gua sha.
I don't know if I believe in gua sha, but it
I've
probably
got
drains
one.
your
I
lymph
don't use it,
nodes.
but
But I don't think I mean, draining your lymph nodes will be good, right? But I don't think it
yes, it works. But
dramatically
I think you have
changes your
to be,
face.
no, I think it does, but you have to be religious with it. You can't do it once and we can be like, oh, I
Yeah.
don't see any results. That's something I think you have to do like every single day, which I don't do at all. And I'm not even gonna lie.
No, count me out. I'm good.
Yeah. It's like for me, to me, just trying to keep up with my facial routine is enough. Now you want me to add a 2 minute gua sha routine? No, thank you. Tell me, if you can go back in time and tell your past self one thing before making the move, what would it be?
Mm. Oof, that's a big question. One thing before the move, everything's going to be not just okay, but it's going to be everything you've ever dreamed of, everything you've ever prayed for, and more.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And what's the most beautiful surprise about this whole new chapter?
Beautiful surprise about this whole new chapter is just how I've grown, how we've grown as
Mm,
a family, how we've connected and bonded as a family. Genuine. I think this is the best relationship I've ever had with the kids. I think it's the best relationship Bert and I has ever had in our almost 10 years of being together. Um, and I feel, for my career, incredibly blessed to be where I'm at,
Yes.
to be in the position I'm in. The opportunities are phenomenal, and I feel that it's God sent. So yeah, I feel like we were meant to be here. Even though it wasn't
Yes.
easy, the path was simple. God really cleared the path for us. And again, it wasn't easy, but it was just simple.
No.
And that says a
Wow.
lot about the purpose for us being here. So I just want to make sure that
Yes.
I don't become complacent, that I don't take anything for granted, and that I always center myself in remembering that I have a purpose outside of work and outside of the roles I play as a
Yes.
mom, a wife, a daughter, a sister, cousin. I have to always remember that I couldn't have done it without God. I couldn't have
Mm.
gotten through the difficult times without prayer. And through prayer, a lot of people were sent my way. And we've created a life here. And Bert and I always talk about, would we potentially go back one day? Would we want to retire there? And I don't think that's something we'd want to do, because we've created a life here. And remember, the kids are
Yes.
creating a life here. So they're going to stay here. So why would we want to move away from that?
And you guys look so happy there. So,
Really, really happy.
and if you can tell anyone listening now that who craves change or wants to make this big, extravagant, major move, what would that be?
My biggest advice would be, firstly, to have the right perspective or expectation. It's not easy.
Mm.
Think about how hard it could be times 10. Or
Always
you're
expect the worst.
always expect, I wouldn't say always expect the worst. I would say prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Prepare for the worst.
So immigration is incredibly tough. It's very stressful mentally, like I wouldn't say physically, but it does have a physical impact.
Yes.
Emotionally, spiritually. It really, really, you have to be incredibly strong to go through it. And I know it looks easy when someone's gone through it and they're on the other side and you can see, not, the success of it. But prepare yourself for an extended period of transition that could be hard.
Okay.
And another piece of advice that I would give is, people don't just come to you. You have to put yourself out there in a different country. You have to put yourself in
Especially
places
then.
where you're going to find the right people and then make the effort. My
Mm.
advice is, if you want to have a friend, you must first be a friend. And don't be afraid
Amen.
for,
Amen.
yes, amen. Don't be afraid for rejection. Give people chances. I have a reputation of giving people too many chances, but I'd rather do that than not giving them a chance at all. Um, and again, like I said, love people for who they are, place them where they belong. And yeah, I think that would be the biggest piece of advice I would give.
Well, that's beautiful advice. Now, I always ask all my guests this question. Your three, your three timeless tips, life tips, any tips. What's your three timeless tips that you would give to everyone now?
Three timeless tips. That's such a open-ended question. Three timeless. Okay. Well, start out by saying your personal relationship with God is what's going to get you through the tough times. Prayer is
Yeah.
not only going to help you, but that is a meditation. That is a clarification when you're working through things and you're praying about it, right? So that coupled with journaling, I think the language brain and the feeling brain don't connect. And you writing it down is making sense of how you feel and how you can put that over in
Okay.
language. Writing is probably the most underestimated form of therapy that I would say a lot of people should adapt. So just really broad. And then my final piece of advice is don't be afraid to make mistakes. Give yourself grace as much as you would give others grace. Don't hold on to the mistakes and turn it into shame. Dealing is healing. You got to work through it. Time doesn't heal. You have to work through it. Forgive really quickly because life is too short. And offense is always taken, it's never given. So I think those would be my top
Oh,
pieces of advice.
they're very, very good ones.
I probably have a ton more that I'm not thinking about now that was really relevant, in my transition here. But I would say those are the ones that are peaking right now.
I love that. And on the topic of you mentioning, because you're always the person, and I'm like, crap, I need that little positive boost in my life. And you're like this positive injection. I'll send you a voice note, and then you've referred a few very good nonfiction books my way. But the fact that you just said you're a fiction reader now has made my year. What are you currently reading?
Well, honestly, I'm reading a book that I thrifted, and it's like 600 pages long.
A
It's
book's a book.
about a book's a book. It's about fairies and vampires, and
Avatar.
it's a combination between um, Twilight, Harry
What's the name
Potter.
of the book?
That's a really good question. I don't know.
Nee man, Mauneen.
Gosh,
Don't leave me hanging like that now.
roses and thorns and what.
A
But
court
that's
of thorn and roses. Yes!
I don't know if it's
We
that.
have so much to talk about.
I honestly I don't know. I've got it thrifted. It's somewhere in my house. I've got books everywhere, like
It's a
books
red
here,
cover.
book there's. Um, I've got a black cover, so it could potentially not be that. So the reason why I'm not giving you the name, other than not remembering it, is because I don't want to recommend it because it's what I'm currently
Just
reading.
yet.
I want to recommend start with no wait. It's called The End of Mr. Y. Either The End of Mr. Y or The Death of Mr. Y. Please put it in the caption over here. Add it there
I will do that.
with the
I'm going to
author
add that. It's either the end of Mr. Y or the death of
Death of
Mr. Y.
Mr. Y. I think it's the end. And the reason why I recommend that book is because this is what converted me into fiction. It's
Really?
about, it's really good. It's about multiverse. It's about
I'm going to
time
Google it right
travel.
now so that we get the factual.
It honestly um, it was a page turner. I couldn't stop reading it.
The author is Scarlett Thomas.
There we go. I would say if you
So the
haven't,
end of Mr. Y
yeah,
by Scarlett Thomas. We will
if you,
add it in the caption
there you go.
and I'll add it to my TBR list because my list just keeps getting very long. But I'm so happy that you're a fictional reader now because now I love my nonfiction, but I struggle with it. If I do one a year, I'm very happy and proud of myself because it
I
takes me about the
was
whole year to get through it.
I was a psychology, I was a business book, I was all that.
I know.
So I am in a different season, which is good. Now I can apply everything that I've learned and I can enjoy a book for entertainment.
Yay. So, last thing, if you can have a sunrise stroll on the beach with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
I know this is so cliche.
Your husband
Gee.
and kids.
Oh, dead or alive? Well, no, I'm going to choose Jesus.
You are the second person that said that to me, and I love that.
Yes, I mean,
I
if you're going to
really,
ask me that one
it makes so
person,
much sense.
I can walk with my husband
I
and my
must say,
kids now. And but if you're giving me one person, one choice, dead or alive, it's going to be Jesus. I have so
so
many
many questions.
questions.
Me too. It'll have to be a crap long walk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah, Jesse Engel, thank you so much for joining me.
Anki. It was fun. It was
So
fun
much
catching
fun.
up. Yeah.
Super fun.